In this video, I'm going to show you how to use our 8x8 grid to create some characters. You may be familiar. Got some Minecraft characters here. So I'm going to start with Steve. Seems like a classic. First of all, we're going to dust the stamp, some cornflour. We're then going to knock off any excess cornstarch. We're going to start, normally I will start from the middle outwards. Seeing as though this is a grid and we're sort of filling in the spaces, I'm going to start in a spot that makes it easy for us to reference the rest of the design. So I'll start with his goatee. His goatee takes up the two bottom lines of the stamp. It's 4 across, so it comes in 2 squares and it goes across 4 squares and then up 1 on each end. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm just going to lay my brown icing flat like that, and I'm just going to scrape it, and then I can pull out the bits that I don't need. Yeah, I'll go across again just to make sure that it's flat. You'll see that there's some bits trying to pull themselves out. That's fine. I don't actually need these squares, but you can use the square edge of your scraper and just sort of gently nudge them back in place. All right, so I'm going to start cleaning this up. I'm going to take away anything that's in this third row because it's not required. Then I'm going to take away the 4 squares on each end. While I'm here, I'm just going to run the icing across the bottom here. And that'll just pick up any residue that's left there. Okie dokes. So basically this is his goatee. The only other parts we need to remove are these 2 pieces here. That's his goatee done. Now that we have his goatee in place, we have a reference for the rest of the design. So the next spot we would work on is his, I'm not sure if it's his nose or a moustache. If anyone knows, please let me know in the comments, because I will lose sleep over this, thinking about it. So just take a little sausage, come across these 2 squares here, and scrape away from there. We'll just make sure that we've got a nice clear line there. We just remove any excess stuff we don't want. So now that we've got this in place, we can come up and do the eyes. The eyes, the blue parts of the eyes just come out 1 and up 1. And it just takes up the 1 square. And then we come across and do the other eye. Then we will do the whites of the eyes, and it's simply just, we'll come and do the whites of the eyes, which is just these two squares next to the blue. And that's his eyes done. So for his hair is simple. Takes up these two lines up the top, and then on the third line, just one square at each end. So I'm going to grab a sausage, place the sausage up the top, like so, press it down a smidgy, grab my scraper, and just pull across, and a bit of a diagonal so we get that third square at the end. Let me just go across it a couple more times just to make sure it's flat. There we go. And then we'll just come through again like all the other times and pick out the squares we don't want filled up. And tidy up the edges as we go. And if you notice anything sort of trying to get out, you can just tap it back in with your square edge. There we go. And that is Steve all coloured in. Alright, shift him aside for a second. Grab our tan icing. So we want to knead this a little bit just to get it a bit tacky, sticky, so it grabs on to everything on the stamp and sort of pulls it with it. Now my camera keeps adjusting itself. It's got some sort of auto tracking or whatever. I don't know how to turn it off. I thought I did, but I didn't. So just bear with me if it's moving around. Alright, so I'm just going to give the bench a quick dusting. Try not to get any corn flour on the top of your fondant when you roll it out, even though I just got a big blob there. Oops. I want to roll this out with my 3mm spacers. And then I'll put my 6mm spacers back on for the next step. So I'm going to lift up my icing, my base icing. I'm going to place my stamp in front of me. Then I'm going to come over the top with the top part of the icing, the part that we rolled over the top of. Just lay that on top there. With my rolling pin, I'll put it central to the stamp. I'll push down a bit and then I'll pull it towards myself. And then I'll take it back to the middle. I won't roll it back to the middle, I'll place it back in the middle. And then we will roll away from ourselves. Only really need to do it once. If you go over back and forth a few times, you may slip the design up and you'll get like a double impression. Alright, now we're gonna pull this out. There we have it. Stevie boy. Get my brush, dust off any extra cornstarch, corn flour. There we have it. Now it just depends how you guys want to do your designs. Some people might want the clean design. Others may not be too bothered. You might be able to offer a cheaper option. Now I'll just use the square to sort of level it up a bit, because it can move. So basically I just pull the edges out and then it sort of squares itself up. Put him onto my cookie base. So obviously putting them on, you kind of want to be a bit careful so you don't distort the shape too much. Steve from Minecraft. So I'll compare it to our other design. So you can have this design here, but obviously you would have to get each one individually, or you could use the grid pattern and then you only need to buy one stamp